Yeah, exactly. How about a round of applause for all those guys that have to wear suits out there in this heat, huh? Thank you very much for you guys. Love that. Listen, this is one of the most important endeavors. This will be that first victory in pushing China out of the United States, and we're doing it because of you and from Lori and from this community who had the courage to stand up and say, not in my backyard, we will not back down. Thank you for that. You know, the Democrats are great about telling you firsts. They got a lot of firsts. They're very proud of their firsts. So I want to go through a short list of the firsts within just the last 4 years that the Democrats have been in charge. This is the first time in American history we've imported more food than we've exported. It's the first time that foreign automakers made more cars in the United States than domestic automakers. This is the first time that the interest payment on our national debt is bigger than Department of Defense. It's the first time in American history that Americans' credit card debt has surpassed $1 trillion. This is a surefire plan to make America last. I can't think of a more consequential election than this one. This is the time for us to stand up and say, not on my watch will we hand off a country that doesn't look like the one we know, we love, we worked hard to represent, to make, to build. This is our chance to do that. And if you think about it, they've resorted to nothing but lies. I mean, think about it. Remember last week they were running around saying, hey, we created more jobs, this is the greatest economy ever, and then yes, they were. And they came back and said, we were just kidding. That's 900,000 less jobs, 150,000 roughly manufacturing jobs gone because of the policies in Washington, D.C. Remember, this came out this week when the Biden administration and Harris said, we didn't interfere. We didn't censor any conservative thought. Well, that's funny. Zuckerberg just came out yesterday and said, yes, they did censor conservative thought. The government went into those tech companies and told them, if it's a little bit conservative, you got to take it off your platform. Anybody want to live in that America? Me either. Remember, like just a very short period of time, they were telling you Joe Biden is as sharp as I've ever seen him. He was, that guy's got more vim and vigor, and he's so smart and engaging, and he knows the issues better than anyone, and he had a debate, and they said, hey, we were just kidding. How about that, Kamala Harris? And guess what? They're lying to the American public today. I was the border czar. Now I am not really the border czar. It's somebody else's fault. Oh, by the way, I'll get to it next year with hope and joy in my heart. I'm glad you guys are fired up back here. This is awesome. Oh my God, I love it. And just so, in case you're wondering, my opponent, who also has a hard time telling the truth, yes, she does. She just voted recently to let illegals vote in U.S. elections. She voted against the wall. She voted for amnesty for illegals. She voted to allow D.C. to become a sanctuary city. Is that the kind of leadership you want in the United States Senate? And then that last big lie coming up. Goshen, it's good for you. It's not a Communist Party company. Oops, we found out recently it is a Communist Party company. Oh, they had rail there. That's why we picked there. Oh, we didn't have rail here. Think of what they have been doing as a party. This is not your mother's Democrat Party. This is not your grandfather's Democrat Party. They have veered so far to the left. They gave us an open border. They gave us higher crime. They gave us food prices we can't afford. They gave us gas prices we can't afford. And what they're telling you today, like a political cicada, they only come out at election time. I'm for you. I'll do what you want. It's going to be great. Just listen to me. What we ought to do today, and this certainly is this perfect example of the start of this, is to say, no, not on our watch will we let America lurch to the left and steal hope and opportunity from the future generations of America. I've said for years we ought to listen to China because they're telling you what they're going to do. They have an economic plan to cut our legs out from under us. And one of those plans is to get us to give them money to locate their Chinese technology right here in this idyllic community. This is the first start. And they got there for this deal because they told you you're going to have to buy an electric car, and they told our domestic companies you're going to have to build an electric vehicle. And when the government gets involved in something, it doesn't always work out that well. So they spent $8 billion, set it aside, said we're going to build chargers, 500,000 of them. 4 years later, how many? 8. They told these car companies, change the way you're building things because you're going to build a car that we're going to tell Americans they have to buy. 2,400 layoffs at Stellantis, 1,000 layoffs at General Motors. Ford just said we can't build the next generation of electric SUV because we can't compete with the costs you foisted on us. And oh, by the way, we're missing one important element. Customers. This is our chance to tell people that we've got their back. Here in Goshen, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to the United States Senate with your help and work with Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance, and we're going to take this country back. We're going to tell this community, we've got your back. We're going to tell the auto workers, we've got your back come November. We're going to tell the military, we're going to give you a military worthy of your service. We've got your back. We're going to tell police officers, no more will you be disrespected. Republicans will be in charge. We'll have your back. Let's get fired up. Let's win. Let's elect Donald Trump as President of the United States.